our spider protagonist, still nameless, found herself in a bit of a predicament. You see, staying put in her cozy little web home was not doing her any favors. If she continued this way, she'd surely turn into a couch potato spider. And let's be honest, nobody wants that. Imagine the horror, a spider with a remote control, binge-watching the latest insect reality shows. What a nightmare. So, with a newfound determination bubbling within her 8 little legs, she decided it was high time to toughen up. And what better way to do that than through actual combat? Ah yes, the thrill of the hunt. So off she went, wandering aimlessly in search of adventure, and perhaps a little bit of mischief along the way. While meandering through the labyrinthine corridors of her home, she suddenly recalled that she had that appraisal skill. You know, the one she had once thought was utterly useless, like an umbrella in a drought. With a flicker of hope, she decided to level it up. She focused on her surroundings: labyrinth wall, labyrinth floor, labyrinth ceiling. Riveting stuff, right? The walls were a dull grey, the floor was somewhat sticky with residual bug juices, and the ceiling? Well, it was just a whole lot of nothing. But hey, each appraisal contributed to her proficiency. Slowly, painfully, like watching paint dry while sitting on a cold toilet seat. Who thought this was a good idea? Ding! Appraisal leveled up. Now it was showing her level. Exciting! Not really, but let's pretend to be enthusiastic. With a curious twitch of her legs, she wondered just how strong small lesser Taratect actually was. She appraised the species name, and to her dismay, it revealed that she was merely a young offspring of inferior Taratect. Ouch. Double appraisal for the win. Kind of like getting a participation trophy for losing a race. Thanks for nothing. Time for a fight. She spotted an Elro frog, her sworn enemy, because let's face it, the spitting, rude. With her heart racing, she appraised it. Lives in the Great Elro Labyrinth, connecting the continents of Dastrudia and Kasanagara. Wow, geography lesson. Maybe she should consider a career in cartography. Here's where the frogs spit and the spiders get squished. Dastrudia was populated by human nations, while Kasanagara was the largest continent. Good to know, but not exactly what she had in mind for her evening plans. Surprise attack time. She readied her legs, muscles coiled like springs, but the frog saw her first. Splut! Right to the face. Seriously, frog? What's your problem? Did I insult your mother or something? Thankfully, her acid resistance kicked in just in time. Another splut. This time she lunged, claws ready, but the frog dodged with surprising agility and smacked her with its tongue. Acid burn. Major injury. Like red HP bar injury. This was not good. Great, just great. This is how I die, squished by a slimy amphibian. But wait, in her frantic dodging, she had been laying silk on the floor. The frog landed right in it. Ha! Opportunity knocked. She webbed it up, feeling a surge of confidence, and finished it off with a satisfying poison bite. Frog down, and dinner is served. The thrill of victory coursed through her. Acid resistance leveled up. Close call. Though her body was wrecked, she felt a sense of accomplishment. Time to head home, feeling like a champion spider warrior. As she spun a nest, every movement sent waves of agony through her. Pain resistance skill acquired. Handy, if she ever wanted to win an award for self-inflicted torture. Best pain endurance in a leading role. She devoured the frog, savoring the taste, and realized with a heavy heart that she was so weak. Small lesser Taratects weren't exactly powerhouses. Spiderwebs were her only advantage. Direct confrontations? Not her thing. Speed and traps were the way to go. Frogs, with their turret-style attacks, were going to be a major problem. So many challenges ahead. Exhaustion washed over her, and she fell into a deep slumber. Or fainted, really. Let's not sugarcoat it. When she woke up, the pain still lingered, like an unwelcome guest at a party. Stretching was a bad idea, as her broken legs screamed in protest. Just when she thought she could catch a break, the web vibrated ominously. An Elru basilisk. Petrifying gaze. Bad news for sure. They made eye contact. Oh great, her feet were starting to turn to stone. Fantastic, just my luck. Turn into a decorative rock in my own web. In a moment of sheer desperation, she lunged and chomped down on the basilisk. Petrification resistance helped, but she could feel herself slowing down. Luckily, the basilisk succumbed to her bite before she turned into a statue herself. Level up. Molting. Full recovery. Thank you, basilisk. You really know how to make a spider feel alive again. Thanks for the pep talk, buddy. Time to explore once more. Meanwhile, in the land of humans, Schlein, also known as Shun, was hanging out with Katia, the Duke's daughter. Awkward nicknames abounded, and everyone was secretly cringing. So, Katia, wanna go grab some food, or are you too busy being a Duke's daughter? His sister, Sue, was seething with jealousy. Sibling rivalry at its finest, folks. Why does he get to hang out with the princess while I'm stuck at home doing chores? Katia, ever the diligent scholar, showed Shun a skill encyclopedia. A strategy guide for life. Finally, something to sink his teeth into. Let's see. Skills for becoming a duke's son. Where's the chapter on how to win friends and influence people? They flipped through the pages until he noticed something odd. No item production skills? Weird. It was as if this entire world was based around combat. Subtle, universe. Subtle. Who needs crafting when you can just stab things? Great, I'll just have to make do with this rusty sword. Katia casually mentioned the Demon Lord's growing army. Dun dun dun. Cue the ominous music. Quick, someone call the hero. Back in the labyrinth, our spider had stumbled upon a centipede-like monster. She stepped forward to appraise it, but to her dismay, the appraisal failed. Useless skill strikes again. Thanks for nothing, appraisal. Undeterred, she ambushed it anyway. Victory. But gross. Centipedes are not exactly a culinary delight. Tastes like a rubber band. Yum. She felt a wave of nausea wash over her after eating it. Spider cuisine, always a gamble, like eating a mystery meat sandwich from a questionable diner. Was that a centipede or a rubber band? Who can tell? Appraisal leveled up again. This time it displayed HP, MP, and SP bars. Like a video game HUD. Finally, she was getting somewhere. Look out, world. I'm a spider with stats. SP was stamina points. 2 stamina gauges. Confusing. But hey, at least she could now see her own health. Progress. Anyone who says knowledge is power clearly never tried to read a spider's HP bar. What do you mean I'm weak? Have you seen my agility? She wanted to see enemy HP too. Cheat codes. Here she comes. Spoiler not yet, but the dream is alive. Another centipede. She approached with caution, but appraisal failed again. Seriously, what was the point of this skill if it never worked? Thinking quickly, she climbed up the wall and dropped down on it from above. Whoa! Look out above! Operation successful. More centipede for dinner, and her stomach was starting to feel like a bottomless pit. Why do I feel like I'm living in a buffet? Because I'm a spider, that's why. As she munched away, she figured out the stamina gauges. Yellow indicated immediate power, while red represented total physical energy. Eating restored the red gauge. Fueling up, 1 bite at a time. Who needs energy drinks when you have centipede stew? Swish, 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 thwump! She spun, spun, spun. Chomp! Another level up. Now she had a stealth skill. Sneaky spider. She could practically imagine herself in a ninja movie. Watch out, world. I'm coming for you, and you won't even see me. Then, out of the blue, a title popped up. Assassin. Skills, stealth and shadow magic. Ninja spider, here she comes. Almost. She still needed a cool outfit, preferably one without the whole creepy crawly vibe. Maybe a little mask, or some cool sunglasses. Then she received another title, Monster Slayer. Skills, strength and solidity. Violent titles all around. Finally, overeating. Rude, divine voice. No need to call her out like that. Excuse me, I'm just a growing spider. The labyrinth was centipede heaven, great for grinding XP. Mobile web? Genius. Just wait until she invented the spider equivalent of Uber Eats. Your centipede delivery is on its way, freshly caught. Other experiments, however, failed miserably. Like making clothes. Spoiler alert. Spiders don't wear clothes, duh. But what about a tiny hat? I could pull it off. She hummed a little tune in her head, because, well, no one could hear a spider sing. The path ahead was broken. A cliff. Curiosity piqued. She peeked over the edge. Centipedes. Everywhere. Nightmare fuel, if there ever was one. This is a centipede convention? I didn't sign up for this. What the hell? They were looking at her. Panic surged as she booked it. The centipedes chased her, yellow stamina gauge empty, red gauge dropping. She barely escaped the centipede army, her heart pounding in her thorax. Why did I think I could take on an army of centipedes? Back with Shun, he was training alone, diligently honing his skills. Suddenly, Faye, his pet dragon, started speaking Japanese. Plot twist of the century. Wait, what? My pet dragon can talk. Turns out, Faye was actually Shinohara, a former classmate. Awkward. Talk about a reunion nobody asked for. So, how's life as a dragon treating you? She had learned to communicate telepathically. Katia, too, was a reincarnation. Kanata Ushima, gender-swapped. Because why not? Welcome to the Gender-Bender Club. Shinohara used to bully Wakaba. Bad Shinohara. Take a seat. Reincarnation doesn't excuse bullying. She figured being reborn as a dragon was punishment enough. Poor Shun felt a wave of sympathy wash over him as they agreed to try to be friends. He realized his entire class might be reincarnated. Class reunion in another world? Sign him up! Great, just what I wanted, an awkward reunion with my old classmates. Meanwhile, our spider was exhausted from her frantic centipede chase. She made a temporary home and collapsed. Trauma. She needed to think more carefully about why there were so many centipedes around. Lack of predators. Duh. I'm not the only one who thinks centipedes are gross, right? Even lesser monsters had ways to compensate for their weaknesses. She, with her webs, could beat stronger monsters. Lesson learned. After appraising the centipede army, her appraisal skill leveled up. What did status weak even mean? Rude, but hey, she had her thread. She wasn't really weak, right? She was a dirty fighter and proud of it. Dirty fighting? More like strategic ambushing. With a yawn, she fell asleep. Woke up with a bad feeling. A massive snake. Elro Baladorado, level 9. Oh crap, I'm not ready for this. Can I just go back to bed? Species disadvantage. If they fought fair, she was toast. The snake didn't care about the web and broke through. She ran, but the snake got tangled up. This could work. She bit it, pumping out thread, and the snake slammed her around, but she hung on. Yellow stamina gauge low, green HP bar dropping, red general stamina bar decreasing. She poured everything into biting and webbing. The snake finally died. 2 levels gained. Pain resistance leveled up. Poison fang leveled up. Night vision reached level 10. Vision expansion skill acquired. No clue what it does, but the name sounds fancy. Maybe I'll be able to see in the dark like a pro. The snake was a strong opponent. She wouldn't have stood a chance in a head-on confrontation. High risk, high reward. Feeling triumphant, she rebuilt her home and started eating. It was crazy bitter. Poison. Delicious, right? How does something so big taste so bad? Poison resistance leveled up. She settled in to eat the whole snake. New prey kept getting caught in her webs. She was turning into a shut-in again. She glanced at the mountain of prey, feeling a strange mix of pride and dread. That's a lot of snacks, but I can't let myself get too comfortable. Suddenly, she heard a vibration in her thread. More prey. Elro Randonel Trio. She added more threads and carried them back, web and all. It was heavy. Her HP went down. Chomp! 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 Level 10! All basic attributes increased. Then, individual small lesser Taratect can now evolve. What? Choices. Lesser Taratect or small Taratect. What? She contemplated her options. Which was better, lesser or small? She guessed the lesser Taratect was the adult version, while the small Taratect was immature but superior. After a moment of deliberation, she confidently declared, Small Taratect it is. Individual small lesser Taratect will evolve into small Taratect. The process started quickly, and then, blackout, evolution completed. Individual race has become small Taratect. Level 1. Her level reset. Status weak. Her status hadn't changed. Most worrisome of all, her red stamina bar was nearly empty. Determined not to let this setback defeat her, she started eating the snake. Easy this time. Poison resistance leveled up. But her stomach was still hungry. She devoured the whole mountain of monster meat. Her stomach wasn't even full. Evolution was scary. With newfound determination, she had recovered. Yet her stomach still roared with hunger. No reason to stay cooped up. It was time to escape the clutches of being a homebody. Because what's the point of being a spider if you can't explore the great big world outside? Adventure awaits. She set off, eager to find more prey and the exit of the dungeon. If she managed to evolve again, she might get bigger. The thought of spending her entire life in the dungeon was unbearable. If she got too big, she might not be able to leave at all, and that would be a tragic end for a spider with dreams of grandeur. Meanwhile, a team of adventurers stumbled upon her old web. It was huge. They discovered the bones of the snake and other monsters. Terrifying. They decided to follow the thread trail to find the creature that had spun it. This is either going to be a heroic tale or a disastrous encounter. Our spider checked her HP. Desperately low. How did it come to this? She had fought and clawed her way through countless battles. Yet here she was, on the brink of another struggle. Could this be the end for our brave hero? Even after evolving, she was still relying on surprise attacks. She rose from level 1 to level 2. She gained thread control, but it was pretty useless at level 1 and detection, which gave her an awful headache. Great, I'm a spider with a headache. Just what I needed. Appraisal leveled up. It showed her stats. They were super low. But, on the bright side, her speed was 10 times higher. She tried to appraise the stats of other monsters, but failed miserably. Why don't my skills work when I need them? Is this some cosmic joke? Swish, swish, swish. Thwump, spin, spin, spin. Chomp, Poison Fang leveled up. She was depending on that bite more than ever. This is my signature move, better than any superhero punch. With a newfound sense of urgency, she practiced thread control. It barely twitched in response. She kept at it, pushing herself until she was almost out of MP. The skill finally reached level 3. She planned to keep practicing every night, determined to become the best spider she could be. One day, I'll be the spider everyone looks up to. Or, runs away from in terror. Thread control reached level 4. Excitement bubbled within her as she realized the potential that lay ahead. I'm on my way to becoming a spider legend. Just wait until I get my own comic book. She ate the mouse monster for breakfast, feeling invigorated. Eating didn't recover MP, but she was in great shape. It was her time to shine, or at least that's what she hoped. As she explored, a sense of confidence surged through her. But then, an ominous feeling crept in. She turned around. Humans, level 29. She didn't stand a chance. This is not how I envisioned my day going. Why do they have to be so strong? Panic set in, and she ran. A fork in the road appeared before her. Left or right? Left. Oh no, an Elro Baladorado. A snake blocked her path, while humans were hot on her tail. She had no choice but to run right. Why is it always a snake? Can't I catch a break? What were those noises behind her? They were keeping pace with her speed. More monsters were in front of her. Elro Randonel Trio. Now? Fantastic. Just what I needed. A monster sandwich. In a moment of sheer instinct, she wall ran over them, her heart racing as she focused on the escape route ahead. She heard a commotion behind her, but she didn't dare look back. I'm not sticking around to find out what they're plotting. She narrowly escaped, but then, oh no, a break in the path. Another pitfall. Ah! She was falling. In a last-ditch effort, she shot out some thread. With a jolt, she stopped falling, but the recoil slammed her into the wall. She was barely alive, her body aching from the impact. As she lay there, she couldn't help but wonder what awaited her next in this perilous labyrinth of danger and adventure. Would she rise to the challenge and prove herself? Only time would tell.